Hey everybody. I thought I would jump on real quick just to do a just checking in on you. I just got back from the hospital. It was pretty crazy what happened to me. So basically what went down was I was at school yesterday. I was teaching, it was one of my first period classes, and I noticed that my balance started to feel off. And when I started to talk, my students were noticing that there was a little hitch in the way I was abbreviating words and things like that. And then I got really dizzy, and then I just lost consciousness and just fell to the ground. And the next memory I had was maybe one of the kids got one of the nurses. She's actually pretty close to my classroom, so there I am, just being lifted up and put into one of those beds that had, like, the kids usually typically go lie down when they're trying to skip class. There I was, face up, looking at the room around me, questioning, how did I get here? Like, what is going on? Where am I? So that was a nightmare. And of all people, my principal, God bless his soul, picked me up, put me in his truck, and just drove me home and said, okay, we're calling we're going to call your wife. Actually, the nurse did that, called my wife, and next thing I know, she's home literally at the same time I get home, and then don't pack anything, nothing. She just puts me in her car. We just fly down to the ER at UMass Boston. Sorry, UMass Memorial. It's out Western Mass here, and I mean that's where I got all my transplants done. That's where I had all my complications taken care of. I had everything done there. So if I was going to go anywhere, that was going to be the place to go. So I get there. I think I'm just going to walk out right in because I'm a transplant patient, and I just figure, I have priority over everyone. Well, let me tell you something. Yesterday, there must have been 9,000 billion transplant patients, or 1,000 burn victims, or whatever, because everyone was so sick, and they honestly needed the priority over I did. I even said that to my wife. I said, there was this guy next to me who he had a seizure and fell, and he was I think he might have been like a law professor or something. He was relatively young though, but he had an ankle like twisted in not the right direction it should be. And I was gonna say, if I got called up to go in, I'd be like, no, you got to take care of this professor guy over here with the ankle going completely backwards. So, anyways, yeah. So I get finally, I think we were waiting for 7-8 hours. I'm not kidding. It was pretty much 8 hours of straight waiting. Then we get in. By that point, it's like 9:30 at night, and my wife and I were just exhausted from being there all day. And as I'm sitting there, I'm just contemplating, like, oh my god, like I spent so much time in this hospital, and now I am as clear-eyed as I've ever been, and I'm really seeing just like how much work goes into the hospital and how much sacrifice that so many of these people make just for the sake of helping others. It's truly remarkable. And I just couldn't be more thankful for the people that work in every department of any hospital, because it's just so amazing what they do. So I get there, so I'm waiting. I finally get into the ER. They say, okay, yeah, he's a transplant patient. Let's go and get him checked up. So I'm sitting there in the bed, and that one of the doctors comes in, and he's like, "What's going on, Will?" And I said, "Well, I am really worried that I have organ like rejection failure right now. Like I need to see some blood labs and get some blood labs done and maybe some neuro stuff done." So then he said, "Sure, like let's do it." So they pretty much did every test they could under the sun, every blood test, CAT scan, EKG, straight on my heart, and I'm very happy to say that everything looks great. What they honestly think what was the main culprit of this whole me falling down, passing out, whatever you want to call it, in front of the kids, was due to high levels of stress. That was, whoa. I mean, I didn't think that could happen. I didn't think you could just pass out from stress. I mean, my job is tough, managing, 24, 14, I mean, 13, 12-year olds at a time, in four times a day. It can get pretty tricky and can get high stress. And for someone like myself who just got out of being in a hospital and on dialysis for a year and a half, and went through 2 ginormous liver and kidney transplants on top of the ileostomy and the takedown ileostomy surgery and all the bile duct issue valves and ERDCPs and the colonoscopies, and it was so much. I was thinking back about it yesterday when I was sitting in the hospital. And it brought up a lot of emotions. I really did, but I couldn't have been more thankful and grateful that I was in that position to be clear-minded and aware of like just how much work goes into the hospital and how blessed I was to find such a spot like that that took such good care of me. And I guess that's why I'm just making this quick video. I got the outreach of people who just, sent their love, their prayers, their thoughts, their everything, I was so incredibly grateful for every one of those. It lifted my spirits, to such a high level that I felt a part of a community. I felt loved. I felt appreciated, like sometimes I think like, what am I doing with this channel? Is it even going to go anywhere? Like what's happening here? And when I get messages like that, guys, oh my God, I can't explain to you just how powerful they are and how meaningful they are. They all are to me. They just mean so much to me. So thank you for everyone out there who did thank me and wish me the best well-being that I can have. Transplant life is not easy. Don't get me wrong. And some days these things will happen, and I'm sure that I'll have way more in the future. But at least for this time, they caught it early, and it wasn't anything that was organ related. Thank God. So that's it. Thank you so much for everyone out there that likes, supports, shares my stuff. I'm seeing some really good traction on my YouTube channel. I think I'm up to like 630 or something followers I just saw. So that's crazy. That's amazing. I'm so proud to see that, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that have been with me in this whole process. So that's it for now. Thank you so much, everybody out there, and look out for more content coming soon. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.